Rest in peace, Vince Zampella. Your legacy is permanent. Your influence is immeasurable. And your absence will be felt for a very long time. There are moments in gaming history that feel like tectonic plates shifting under our feet. Moments where the industry changes direction, where a single person's vision becomes the blueprint for an entire generation. Vince Zampella was one of those people. A name that didn't always appear on the box, but a name that shaped the games that defined an era. And now, that era has been shaken by something no one saw coming. Vince Zampella is gone, 55 years old. A single vehicle crash on one of California's most unforgiving mountain roads. A Ferrari 296 GTS. A concrete barrier. Flames. A life that built worlds ended in seconds. For millions of players, this doesn't feel like the death of a developer. It feels like the death of a chapter in gaming itself. To understand why this loss hits so hard, you have to understand who Vince Zampella really was. Not the corporate title. Not the press release version, the real story. The rise, the rebellion, the reinvention, and the legacy that now stands frozen in time. Vince started as a kid who loved games, but he didn't just want to play them, he wanted to build them. He entered the industry at a time when first-person shooters were still finding their identity, and then he helped define that identity. He co-founded Infinity Ward, the studio that would go on to create Call of Duty, not just a game, a cultural phenomenon, a franchise that would dominate living rooms, tournaments, and midnight launches for decades. Call of Duty wasn't just successful, it was seismic. It changed how shooters felt, how they moved, how they sounded. It set the standard for pacing, spectacle, and multiplayer design. And behind that revolution was Zampella, a leader who pushed for innovation, who fought for quality, who refused to settle. But his story wasn't just about success. It was about conflict, about walking away from the empire he helped build, about leaving Activision in a storm of lawsuits, accusations, and corporate warfare. Most people would have disappeared after that. Most people would have been crushed by the weight of a battle that big. Vince Zampella wasn't most people. He came back swinging. He founded Respawn Entertainment, a name that now feels almost prophetic, a rebirth, a second life. A studio built on independence, creativity, and the belief that great games come from great teams, not corporate pressure. And Respawn delivered. Titanfall, Apex Legends, Star Wars Jedi, Fallen Order. Each one different. Each one ambitious. Each one proving that Zampella wasn't a one-franchise wonder. He was a generational talent. That's why the news of his death didn't just land. It detonated. According to reports, the crash happened around 12:45 p.m. on the Angeles Crest Highway, a road known for its beauty, its curves, and its danger. Zampella's Ferrari veered off the road just after exiting a tunnel. The car struck a concrete barrier and erupted into flames. He was trapped inside. A passenger was thrown from the vehicle and later died in the hospital. Investigators haven't confirmed the cause. No word yet on speed. No word on mechanical failure. No word on impairment. Just silence. Just questions. Just a sudden, violent end to a life that had shaped so many others. The gaming world reacted instantly. Shock, disbelief, grief. Developers who had worked with him described him as a mentor, a visionary, a force of nature. Fans shared memories of the games that defined their childhoods, their friendships, their late-night sessions that stretched until sunrise. Electronic Arts called it an unimaginable loss, and they're right. It is. Because Vince Zampella wasn't just a studio head. He was a disruptor, a builder, a man who walked away from the biggest franchise in the world and then built another one. A man who believed in talent, who fought for his teams, who pushed boundaries, even when the industry told him to stay in his lane. Think about the scale of his impact. Call of Duty has sold over 500 million copies worldwide. 500 million. Apex Legends became one of the fastest-growing battle royale games in history. Titanfall introduced movement mechanics that influenced an entire generation of shooters. Jedi Fallen Order revived single-player Star Wars games when the industry had all but declared them dead. This wasn't luck. This wasn't coincidence. This was vision. This was leadership. This was Vince. And now that voice is gone. There's something especially haunting about the way it happened. A fast car, a mountain road, a moment of uncertainty that turned into tragedy. It feels unfair. It feels unreal. It feels like a story that shouldn't exist, not for someone whose work felt larger than life. But death doesn't care about legacy. It doesn't care about impact. It doesn't care about the millions of players who grew up on his games. It doesn't care about the developers who saw him as a mentor. It doesn't care about the future projects he'll never get to finish. It just takes. And now we're left with the aftermath, the tributes, the memories, the realization that the man who helped define modern gaming will never create another world, another character, another moment that makes players sit forward in their chairs and say, "Holy shit." What remains is the legacy, and it's massive. It's carved into the DNA of the industry. It's in every FPS that tries to capture the magic of Call of Duty. It's in every battle royale that chases the success of Apex. It's in every single-player epic that owes a debt to Jedi Fallen Order. It's in the studios he built, the careers he launched, the standards he set. Vince Zampella changed gaming. Full stop. And now, the industry has to grapple with the fact that one of its brightest minds is gone far too soon. There's a strange silence that follows news like this. A pause. A moment where the world feels slightly off balance. Because when someone who shaped so much of what we play disappears, it forces us to confront how fragile everything really is. How quickly a life can end. How suddenly a legacy becomes a memory. But if there's one thing that's clear, it's this. Vince Zampella's work will outlive all of us. His games will continue to be played. His ideas will continue to influence. His impact will continue to ripple outward through every developer he inspired and every player who picked up a controller because of something he created. He built worlds. He built communities. He built moments that defined generations. And now, all we can say is thank you. Thank you for the stories. Thank you for the battles. Thank you for the worlds we escaped into. Thank you for the memories that will never fade. Vince is survived by his wife, Brigitte Zampella, according to multiple outlets. He is also survived by 3 children, Quentin, Kyle, and Courtney. Some outlets note that Brigitte was previously his ex-wife, but the most recent reporting lists her as his surviving spouse. Rest in peace, Vince Zampella. Your legacy is permanent. Your influence is immeasurable. And your absence will be felt for a very long time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please throw me a thumb. If you want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing. I hope to see y'all in the next one.